give one more round of applause for those Corliers. I'd like to now call up our faculty speaker, Mr. Mark Corey. Woo, that's great. There's two fresh water bottles. Appreciate it. Come on.
Hey everyone. This is really wild for me to be up here for a lot of reasons, but one reason is that I could never have imagined myself doing this as a student, and I certainly wouldn't have done half as well as Marnie did. Can we give it up one more time for Marnie? I tell people here all the time that I love this place. I love this town, and I believe deeply in it. I live here, I was raised here, and I truly feel like I have my dream job teaching and coaching here at my alma mater. When I was chosen by this incredible class of 2023 to speak today, it was one of the coolest, most rewarding moments I've experienced because of what I know to be true about this class. The class of 2023 is funny. This class has made me laugh pretty much every day I've been here because they're witty, goofy, and they aren't afraid to laugh at themselves. The class of 2023 is talented. This is the class that solidified our track and cross-country programs as one of the best in the nation. A soccer team, yeah, give it up. A soccer team that was nationally recognized and a jazz band that has won national awards. These are just a few of the many accolades this class has earned. This special group was forged and strengthened through adversity. They are a group who, as freshmen, had to navigate how to interact with new people in a new school. And then they had to learn how to interact with those same people behind screens. And then they had to relearn how to interact with each other again in person, all while dealing with the everyday struggles of, learning things and finding acceptance being their authentic selves. Despite how awesome this senior class is, I almost didn't take this opportunity to speak today. When I was told about the nomination, all I could think about was how I would so much rather hear the advice that my outstanding colleagues have for you. Our faculty that you see here to the left is full of people that I look up to because of how passionate, intelligent, and caring they are. I've witnessed this both as a student and as their coworker. I think one of the things that separates Hall High, that truly makes it special, is you have a staff that cares about you and wants you to thrive and be happy. For me as a student, it looked like Mr. Pelling writing my letter of recommendation for college, Coach Moretti and Coach Rob planting the seeds of what my future could look like, and Mrs. Hunter somehow helping me pass pre-calc. Shout out Mrs. Hunter. I wouldn't be here without you. So I was really debating whether or not I was going to speak today. Luckily at Hall, we have the unofficial mayor of West Hartford to go to for advice. I asked my good friend, Coach Steve Blanchfield, what I should do, and he gave me life advice that I think we can all benefit from. He told me, when opportunity knocks, you never know whether it's going to come back. You have to be ready to take it. And he's absolutely right. We don't know what's coming in the future. We've all experienced it firsthand. His advice made me realize that I needed to answer the door and be up here right now. As I started to write my speech, I was racking my brain trying to think of a story I could tell you from my time at Hall. I have a group chat with 9 of my best friends that I went to Hall with. So I asked them for suggestions of what inspirational stories I could tell you all. They suggested the following. To set the scene, as a high school student, and if I'm being honest with myself, this is still true, I rarely showed up to things more than a minute before I was supposed to be there. This included getting to the bus at the end of the day. It was late February, my sophomore year, and we had just had a snow day the day before that left 8 inches of snow on the ground. On this particular day, I was running extra late and was sprinting through the halls toward the bus loop, knowing I didn't have a second to spare. I burst through the back door and immediately saw the door to the bus close about 30 yards away. I was going to need to continue to sprint through the snow if I was going to make it. The sidewalk ended and I paused very briefly and tapped my foot on top of the snow. It was icy. I was going to be able to run over the top of it. I bolted into action and took my first step without any hesitation. I froze. I had plunged headfirst into the snow with my heavy backpack weighing me down into the icy powder. It took me a few seconds, but I mustered up the strength to raise myself out of the snow, just in time to see both my bus leave and my friend laughing hysterically at me through the window as her warm bus drove away. I had to turn around and take a good old walk of shame back into Hall High School. In this present moment, you are all getting ready to take your first big step away from this place. That step is going to look completely different to everyone else's. For some, it's a 2 or 4 year college. For some, it's the military. For some, trade school. And for some, it's something entirely different. You might not know what you want to do yet, and that's okay. My first step after leaving Hall, once I got all the snow off me, was James Madison University in Virginia. I felt like I needed to take my step completely away from everything that I knew. And it wasn't for me. I transferred after a semester. In a sense, I really felt like I fell right back on my face. I had to move home and start over. Then I took my next step and went to UConn. Go Huskies. And it was a perfect fit, and I graduated with a degree in communication and journalism. But then I realized I wanted to teach and coach, so I had to go back to school for 2.5 years. I like to tell people now that I took the scenic route. But the reality is, during that 6.5 years, I questioned my direction constantly. And towards the end of that journey, I received a message from my grandma that brought me peace of mind, and I hope it can bring you all some peace of mind as well. She said, "It's okay to not have it all figured out yet. Your life doesn't have to look like everyone else's life. It's yours alone and should be unique to you. Whatever step you decide to take, do it with passion, conviction, and a smile on your face. You all are ready. And no matter where you go, you will always have a community of people cheering on your successes and ready to help you back up when you inevitably fall on occasion. You are ready to find and pursue the things you're passionate about and ready to keep making the world a better place. Take your step. Go be great. Congratulations."
Thank you, Mr. Corey.